Hi, my name is Tom and welcome to On a Student Budget. Today we're going to be doing a full review on the Omega series earphones from Fischer. So the Omega series are sets of earphones in the form of the Omega Ace, the Omega Sparks, and the Omega Twins. So these are going to be earphones that are intended to be kind of a all-purpose, do-it-all, all-arounder earphones that you can take to the gym when you're working on those gains, or you're relaxing at home, or you're just trying to survive through your morning commute. So they're gonna be a pair of earphones that are very practical, very portable solutions to your audio experience. Before we start this review, I want to thank Fischer for sending the Aces, the Sparks, as well as the Twins out for review. And I'm going to leave the links in the description below on where you can find out more information about these earphones, where to purchase them, or just to find out more information overall, as well as my full written review over on HeadFi, which dives into a more comprehensive kind of a breakdown of each of these earphones. Because there's only so much time I can possibly talk about them in this video. So I hope you check those links out. In terms of accessories, these Omega series earphones come with 5 sets of multiple different silicone ear tips. There's a single flange in the small, medium, and large. There's also a double flange, as well as some foam ear tips should all the other ear tips fail. They also have a very high quality hard pouch carrying case that is made out of kind of a suede like material with a very high quality zipper and protection for when you're going to be either sitting on them or they're going to be tossed in a book bag. So overall, in terms of accessories, you're getting quite a lot of goodies, especially given its price. And also, in addition, each of these earphones come with a single button microphone that's going to be easily usable on whether you're on iOS devices or on Androids or any other, on even on your laptops when you're going to be using them for Skype calls and such. So it's going to be a very practical kind of solution when you're going to take this on the go. The Omega Aces retail for about 49 US dollars, whereas the Sparks is about $59, and the Omega Twins is about $79. So overall, these earphones are definitely catered to different demographics rather than in terms of overall quality, because all of these earphones are built very similarly, and they also come with the same assortment of accessories and such. Jumping right into the build quality. All three of these earphones from the Omega series utilize a very durable TPU cable. And first of all, these TPU cables are very lightweight, so they're not going to weigh you down when you're going to be using them for very high intense activities such as running or jogging. But at the same time, they're going to be very rugged and very robust and resistant towards tearing and pulling. Let's say when you're on the weight machine or you're going to get it caught on a door handle. So this is very reassuring and very refreshing to hear, because mostly earphones are just cable overall, and it definitely doesn't break the bank while creating such a robust overall experience. The housing itself is made out of plastic, but the plastic does feel quite high quality overall and quite dense. They also utilize a special memory wire that you loop around your ears, so you can definitely alleviate a lot of the cable noise when you're going to be doing these exercises and such. And you can remold the memory wire as many times as you'd like to suit your orientation of your ears, or suit your preferences in how you're going to wear them. Moving on into comfort, I think that you are going to definitely like the Omega Sparks the most. In terms of earphones out in general, they have a very small footprint overall, making them a very compact and also very unobtrusive. So the next one I would say the most comfortable out of the bunch is the Omega Aces, which has a little bit of a bigger housing, just ever so slightly, and then the Twins. But considering it is holding two dynamic drivers, I'm not surprised that it is the biggest of the bunch. In terms of isolation, I would say these three earphones are all relatively the same in terms of isolation, which makes them about average. So I think that these will work passable for commuting purposes. They will work well when you're in the gym as well. In terms of sound, there's a lot to cover here because these are three separate earphones. If you want a more in-depth explanation of each of these earphones in terms of their sound analysis and such, click the link in the annotation below to my HeadFi reviews, which I have 3 separate reviews that are more comprehensive of each of these earphones. The Omega series earphones all have a sort of a warmer, bassier tilt, which is going to be really preferable to the average consumer who's going to be listening to music that is going to be either on YouTube, streaming their music, or just straight off their smartphones, let's say your iPhones or your Android devices. So, starting from the Omega Aces are going to be preferable for someone that's going to be listening to mostly bass centric genres such as drum and bass, house, electronic, dubstep, and such. Genres of music with a really strong and a pungent bass line. So by far, it's definitely the most bassiest of the bunch, with a bass that's especially very punchy in the mid bass, and there's a dip in the mid range, which makes it a little bit recessed but very smooth overall, and a really friendly kind of treble. Moving on into the Omega Sparks. The Omega Sparks still have a warm tilt overall, but it's a little bit more emphasized in the upper bass, which gives it a sort of sense of thickness overall, but it's not as bassy sounding as the Omega Aces. They have a little bit more of a mid-forward sound signature, especially in the lower mids, which makes and gives male vocals a sort of chesty and throatiness to it. And in terms of the treble, it's still similar to the Omega Aces in the sense that it's a little bit more of a darker kind of treble. I would say it's a little bit less, even less extended than the Omega Aces, which makes them a very dark sounding and a very fatigue free kind of listening experience. But I think if you're someone that's looking for a little bit more extra kind of crispness in your sound, I think you should move towards the Omega Twins, which I'm going to talk about right now. So the Omega Twins is definitely my favorite sounding of the Omega series, as I think that they are the most refined sounding and they're just kind of like the best all-arounder of the bunch. Because they're not as bassy as the Omega Aces, but they're not as mid forward or as the Omega Sparks. So they have a little bit more of a fleshed out mid range, but they still have a pungent kind of bass response that's still very warm and punchy overall. But at the same time, it's not as dominant in the bass. So it's going to be great for someone that listens to a little bit more wider variety of different genres, not in particularly just the bass centric genres. And in terms of the treble, they have the most extension in the treble, which gives it a little bit more detailed and a little bit more air in comparison to the other two earphones from the Omega series. So in conclusion, I think that in terms of the sound, all three of these earphones from the Omega series are going to be intended towards a little bit more of a casual listening experience rather than for someone that's going to be picking out and analyzing their music. It's just for someone that's going to be using music as sort of a motivational factor as well as just for casual musical enjoyment. In conclusion, the Ace, the Sparks, and the Twins from the Omega series from Fischer have earned a really solid recommendation from me for being a great option under $100, especially for those average consumers that are looking for one pair of earphones that will do it all in a number of different scenarios. So you can get the Aces, which is the most affordable of the bunch, at $49 if you're someone that's listening to primarily bass dominant music. You can get the Sparks, especially if you're someone that usually has issues in terms of fit for earphones. In general, the Sparks will definitely change that. They're very small and petite and almost disappear in your ears. Or you can get the Twins if you're someone that was looking for the most well-rounded of the bunch and has a really kind of most detailed sound signature of the three. And overall, I think that I do prefer the sound signature of the Twins the most out of the three earphones here. So if you have any questions about these earphones from Fischer, definitely leave me the question in the comments below. Like and subscribe to this video and channel. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll put all the links of that in the comments and description below, so you can follow me there. And until then, I will see you guys in the next video.